All right, guys, welcome back to More Ignorance in Basketball. Now, that game was a little bit painful. My chest hurts a little bit, but we have some positives and we have some negatives. So let's get into the positives. First off, the way that this team is playing offense, it's gradually getting better. Now, I noticed at the beginning of the season, a lot of the scores were like 105, 101, and those were wins. But now, they're getting into the 120s, 130s. So I think it's going to keep trending upwards. And honestly, I think this team is going to be a top five offense and defensive team by the end of the season. Now, they may not like necessarily be a top five offense just because they're going to count from the beginning of the season, but I really think like if you count like the last like 2 weeks, maybe even a month of the season, I think they'll be in top five of both. Top five of both. So quote me on that. Because I'm not saying I'm clairvoyant. I'm not saying I have a gift, but I'm not saying I don't have a gift. And you know what? Before I continue, I have to give a shout out to every single one of you that leave comments. Brent, talking to you, all right? Been a fan since we were in the fucking single digits. Joe, talking about you. I'm talking about all you guys. We are a cult and we are a family, okay? This is Chad talking about you. Kurosawa, Shinichi Kurosawa, I'm talking about you, all right? We are a cult. Manuel Rodriguez, I'm talking about you. We are a cult. We are a family. And I appreciate every single one of you. And just because you guys have been so amazing, I think my energy is picking up and my ego is definitely picking up. And I just feel like it's more and more of a us against them, and it's more and more of a fuck you energy to the other 29 teams. Now, am I maybe a little bit angry because this should have been a win? Maybe. But honestly, I think, okay, first off, we're not afraid of the fucking Charlotte Hornets. No disrespect, but also fuck you disrespect. Because are they going to make the playoffs? Maybe. Is it ring season in Charlotte? Of course not. That's nonsensical. But let's talk about some other shit. Oh my god. Can we talk? First off, Booker has been this guy is starting off games like Michael fucking Jordan. Do you First off, he had 16 in the first. I mean, he may have had 16 in the fourth too. He played pretty well. I think he got a little cold like to start the fourth. And he got in foul trouble and shit, but we'll talk about all that stuff later. But do you guys remember that behind the back pass he gave to Aiden? I was like, golly. Am I watching the fucking Harlem Globetrotters? I was impressed. And also, I think that having Chris Paul just kind of run the offense and be the point guard, I think has been better for Booker. I feel like at the beginning, it was kind of like, it was like a Chris Paul, James Harden situation, like in Houston, where it's like you run the offense, now I run the offense. And I think that's just allowed Booker to just be a scorer. And I think it's made the offense better overall. And that's just my opinion, but it's also facts. And I turn the fan off, and it's 355 degrees in this room. Goddamn, am I in a sauna? Fuck. And LaMelo, he's going to be good. I can tell by the way he fucking plays, he's going to be good. But you're on the wrong team, so it's still fuck you. I also saw another stat that said Booker had started off the first quarter with 16 or more for the four of his last 6 games. Sounds like MVP shit to me, but people don't fucking know. People don't watch the fucking Suns like we watch the Suns. They're not going to give anybody credit on this team. Speaking of credit, I saw that our boy is an all-star now. That's something I forgot to mention in the last video. First off, thank you guys for showing so much love on the last video. But that's something I forgot to mention because everybody knew like AD, he's not going to fucking play in the all-star game. So I don't know why they voted him in. Maybe it was just like a nod to be like, you would be an all-star even though we know you're not going to play. And then they gave that spot to Booker. I think we all kind of knew that was coming. And I feel like that's best case because we still get both of our guys in there and we still get the fucking chip on Booker's shoulder. So like what that's like a perfect situation. He still feels disrespected. He's still gonna drop 50. He damn near did today. I wish he did. Probably would have won the game. But and you know, it's a perfect situation. It's almost like something out of a fairy tale. A fairy tale that ends with ring season. But let me keep going down my list because I took notes because I am a professional. Now, another thing I noticed, Dario is playing great. He's still playing great. I know he's been a little bit streaky. I mean, he didn't have like 20 and 10 this game, but I really think he's a really solid player coming off the bench. Cam Johnson drove a little bit more this game. That was nice to see. If he like drives 30% more, this team is sweeping everybody in the playoffs. His shot isn't there yet to be taking the shots he takes. Like, I don't want to see any sort of step back threes. If it's not a set shot, I want him to drive damn near every time, unless he's hot. Pause. Campaign did not have a great game. I don't have the fucking stats in front of me because I don't believe in them. But the eye test was like, yeah, he wasn't doing it today. He wasn't really driving. He wasn't being aggressive. If he's not being aggressive, he's no good. And we need him to be aggressive. I mean, I feel like if anybody's to blame, it's either him or Ayton today. And obviously Ayton's a lot bigger of a fucking target to blame because he's a starter, but still, I mean, I feel like everybody else did their part except for those two, to be honest. Yeah, fuck it. I'm giving it to Payne because his defense on Monk was terrible. It was fucking terrible. Now, I know Monk kind of gave it to everybody, but Payne especially, his defense on him was straight ass. Now, why else did the fucking Suns lose today? I mean, honestly, like I said, I'm not worried about the fucking Hornets. I don't think I can say this was like one of those Pelicans losses or the Nets loss where they were up by a lot. I mean, I think they were only up by like 17 or something. And in the NBA, that's fucking 2 minutes. That does not mean shit. I don't think this was a game they just took off. I think this was a game where they just kind of shot poorly towards the end. Booker got into foul trouble. And Ayton, another game where he wasn't really bringing it offensively or really defensively enough. He's just not being assertive enough. If you're going to fucking call yourself dominating, motherfucker, dominate, okay? That's the least you could do. But I give them credit again because they fought back to the very end and had a chance to go to overtime. Now, the Hornets guarded the three well late, but, I got to give them credit. So I think the Suns played well. I think the Hornets just had a really good game. I mean, Malik Monk, like, who the fuck even knows who that is? Fucking 17% of NBA fans know who Malik Monk is. If that. You know what? Fuck that. I drop it down. 7%. 7% know who he is, and that includes Charlotte Hornets fans. Now, he had the game of his life. The Suns played like okay. Nobody played amazing. And they had a chance to win, so I'm not really mad at this game. Obviously, I would have preferred to win, but it's not the biggest fucking deal in the world. It's still fucking ring season. I think the Hornets are also a better team than their record shows. I know they had some injuries late, and one of their main players is a rookie who's still figuring things out. So I think we should just tip our hat to the Hornets. This was a good win for you. They don't have a lot to look forward to like us Suns fans do. Let them have this. We'll be generous. You enjoy this win. Enjoy not making the playoffs. Disrespect meant you're the opposition, so it's fuck you. It's not personal. You don't play for the Suns, so therefore you're the enemy, so therefore math, it's fuck you. So I'm going to end it here. I don't know how long I've been talking. 2 uploads in one day. Who am I, fucking Jake Paul 2 years ago? No, because that guy fucking sucks, and I will never be him, and I don't want to be him. Shout out to Chris Paul. Shout out to Booker. It's going to be fun to see them in the What is it called? All-Star game. I was going to say playoffs because I'm telling you, it's ring season on my mind. I don't give a shit about the All-Star game. It was only good last year. Before that, name your favorite All-Star game moment. I'll wait. You can't include last year because it was actually fun. Exactly. You can't because it sucks every year. So I'm going to end it here because at the end of every single video I've ever made, I'm rambling and I don't know what I'm talking about. I will see you guys the next game. I won't miss any more games unless I am terminally ill. If I'm not in the hospital, I'm just going to power through it. I saw you guys were missing the videos, and that does nothing but boost my ego and also makes me want to work harder. So I will be making videos after every game. It's ring season in this hoe, and I will see you guys next game. Peace.